Thank you for joining me here today, and what a beautiful day it is, and welcome. And welcome to a response to Father Mike on I don't get anything out of Mass. Now, Father Mike addresses the fact that some people are saying, I don't need to go to Mass, Father. I can go out in nature and speak to God. This is very true, viewers. However, there is something powerful and mysterious about the Eucharist. If you believe, if you are a faithful person of God. Now you might be thinking, why am I so passionate about the Eucharist? Viewers, I was called over 20 years ago to consecrate the Eucharist within the Catholic Church, and I was given many revelations as I am sharing today. And today I would like to share with you some revelations I had recently in Mass. You see, viewers, we can try to convince people why they should go to Mass by speaking about it, but I do believe that it is through our experiences with God, with Jesus, that can speak the loudest words, especially to people of faith. So I would like to share one of them with you now. Now, viewers, a few days before I was to go to Mass, I was speaking to this person, this friend of mine, and this person said to me, I don't want to pray anymore. I knew that this person had a very close relationship with Jesus, and it worried me. But then the person said to me, I'm not going to pray, but you can pray for me if you want. And I said, yes, I will pray for you. It always worries us, doesn't it, viewers? When we find that someone who has always been so prayerful and believing suddenly has so many worries thrust upon them that they don't want to pray anymore, that they start losing their faith. I was very worried about it, and that night I went to bed, I was praying to God, and suddenly I felt Jesus come very strongly to me, and very quickly it left. Now, viewers, this was very significant for me because I love Jesus, of course, but I was praying to God, and it is usually to God that I turn to in prayer. And so this was very significant, this was very important to me, that Jesus wanted me to know that Jesus knew of my friend, had heard our conversation, had heard that I would pray for that person, and had come through to assure me that Jesus was going to help. Of course, I was very grateful to Jesus for this and thanked Jesus. So it was a few days later that I was going to Mass. And here is the revelation which I wish to share with you. This is how powerful our beautiful God works in our lives, how powerful the Eucharist is, viewers. Now, I had been running a little late and I wasn't very happy with myself. I felt like I should have been able to get there on time. And I had this worrying me, and other worries as well, as you would know, viewers. There's always something to worry about. And I think this slowed me down a bit. I felt burdened, I felt weary. But I thought to myself, well, better to get there a little late, not at all. So I went. I went to the Mass, and the homily was very good. The priest spoke well. And then it was at that time of Mass, during the Eucharistic consecration, and I was kneeling down praying at the pew, and I was at the end of the aisle of the pew, and my eyes wandered down to the carpet on the ground, and suddenly as I looked down, I saw the image of Jesus. Jesus, the image of Jesus. his long dark hair, dressed in long clothing, sandals on his feet, and his arms slightly out. And I thought, Jesus is walking. Jesus is walking towards me. Jesus is coming. Viewers, I did not want to take my eyes off that image. It looked like at any moment Jesus would step forward, that Jesus would raise his arms and embrace me. It was a beautiful thing. I could not take my eyes off it. And then suddenly people started to get up because we had to go down to the Eucharist and take the host. And I did not want to get up. I did not want to leave Jesus. But as I got up and moved into the aisle, I made sure that I did not step on that part of the carpet that had the image of Jesus on it. It was a profound moment because I had been praying about my friend, my dear, dear friend who had so much faith in Jesus and was suddenly losing it. And now, not just once, but twice had Jesus come to me to assure me again that I did not have to worry, that my friend was being well looked after by Jesus. Prayer is a powerful medium, not just for ourselves, but for others, viewers. As I walked down to place the host in my mouth, you have no idea how grateful I was to be filled with that faith and to know that yes, my beloved friend was being looked after by Jesus. When I went back to the pew, I had to go up and around, and when I went into the pew, I went along just about the middle way, and I knelt, and I thought to myself, I'm going to go along to the end of the pew again and see if I can find and see if I can see the image of Jesus again. So I did. I moved to the end of the pew, but there was no image of Jesus there. And I tried, viewers. I tried so hard because I wanted so badly to see the image of Jesus again, just for a moment. But I couldn't. Not even in my imagination. I think I knew in my heart. It was bittersweet because I wanted to see Jesus, but I also knew that it validated it wasn't my imagination, because I could have imagined it again. Why did I not go to the end of the pew at first? Why did I stay in the middle of the pew? I have to believe in my heart that I knew it wouldn't be there, that I had received a grace, a beautiful gift, not only for my friend, but for me, through prayer and trust and faith. It was renewed. Those graces, they come and go, but we need to be able to see them and appreciate them when we do, with the true knowledge that this is from beyond, that there is indeed a beautiful Jesus, that there is indeed a beautiful God and a beautiful Mary that love us, that hear us, that understand and will never abandon us. Viewers, we are promised by God, I will never abandon you. I will not leave you orphans. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Yes, the love of the Eucharist overcomes any type of human limited understandings. I have spoken to my friend since. My friend is working it out. And that is a miracle, you know. That is Jesus. That is God. So yes, you can find God in nature. But viewers, revelations, the trust, the belief that we find within the Eucharist, within the Mass. But when we place the host in our mouths, then we have God within us. And when we have God within us, we become instruments of God. Yes, through our faith, we become instruments of faith in other people's lives. Is it time, viewers, that you went back to Mass? That you realized when you're going to Mass that something miraculous is happening to you? Whether you can see images or not, that you have God within you and can act within you. And Father Mike, don't despair. God knows how to bring people back to Mass through you and I and other people. And they get to taste it, how sweet it is, the fruits that we bring in from the labour. Thank you so much for listening. Father Mike, I hope you have a wonderful day, and all of us as Christians. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a lovely day.